My name is John Konechny and I'm the president of California Erectors. We're a privately held structural steel erector located in Northern California. Because we have been around for over 50 years and because we are a third generation ironworking family, we know what actually occurs in the field. And one of the things that we take great pride in is being one of the safest and most progressive companies in the industry. We organize a safety plan for each project by coming out to the sites and visiting with the crews. The job sites are continually changing, so saying what might work on the beginning of the project no way means that's what it's going to be like at the end of the project. So unless you're able to communicate effectively throughout the project, along with the people and the flow that's going in and out, you're not going to have a good program. We really try to get the people that do the right type of work for us. We invest very heavily in the training with them to make it safer, sounder, and more efficient. One of the things that I believe is unique about California Erectors is our site superintendents have extensive experience in all facets of steel erection. Ultimately, the superintendent is responsible for all site safety and ultimately will be the person that ensures that all the procedures are followed.
My name is Sean. I'm one of Cal Erectors superintendents. My job is to oversee the whole project, to make sure that the job is on schedule. Obviously, our goal is to be the most productive company around. We do it the most safely and the most efficiently as possible. When we get on the job, we say, where's the crane going to be and where's our shakeout area going to be? We need level ground. We need a lot of room. Iron's big. We have big machines. Tighter the space is, the more room for error and the more room for possible injury. If people start coming in our area, it really diverts our attention off of our task. A lot of these other trades, they don't think the way we do. They don't know that, oh, that's a dangerous spot to be in. We know where to stand. We know where our placement should be. So we don't want anybody around our area that's not an iron worker. Every job site is different. When we walk the floors, we're always looking out for safety. One of the most important things, hazards around that job site. The cone zone is basically if there are any open holes, tell somebody that there's danger. They're bright, the horizontals are orange, it stands out. So we want to make sure that it's always up, that spot is always safe for anybody else walking around.
My name's Andrew Cosby. My role is raising gang foreman. Raising gang are the group of men that put the building up, that actually hang the iron, that send it from the ground up, that unload the trucks. That's the raising gang. We want a big enough laydown area that we have room to take multiple trucks, not 2, 3, but a lot of trucks, and we have a safety factor in doing that. Trucks are very dangerous. That's one of the worst things in our trade because all it takes is a little tap with the fork and it will all come right off the backside. We don't want anything collapsing on anybody. We try to keep everybody out of our zone for that reason right there. The way that we hang our iron is way more efficient, way safer. You have to number the iron, so the guys that are on the ground, your hook-on men and your tag man, those are the guys that are actually hooking the pieces up to the crane. So they know which pieces to send up at a time. It's very important because one number being off can totally confuse people. Like on a building like this, you have a guy up on the building that's a phone man, and he tells the crane where to go. Because the phone man knows exactly which piece is going where because we work in a certain way on every building. It never changes. Everybody knows which way we're going. There's no confusion.
Safety is one of the most important things as a company that we do, and we've made a few recent changes. One of the changes that we've made this year is to make sure that we're 100% tie-off above 6 feet. Now to do this, we have an engineered plan. We've designed a system that's proprietary to California Erectors that utilizes a 3/8 inch diameter galvanized safety cable that has a braking strength of 14,400 pounds. And we also have extensive use of 900-pound shock-absorbing lanyards, which are used to connect from the harness to the actual safety cable. And this is an important thing because for us to have safety cable in place, many times we have to weld a column post on the ground to the top of a column cap, which in turn we then connect a 50-foot safety reel that goes from the top of the column to the bottom of the base plate. The reason that's important is that when that piece gets erected, the safety person has the ability to tie off at the base plate and can climb the column and locate and pull safety cable up through those areas. Each column has holes that have been drilled by our fabricator specifically for our safety cable program. As the iron worker on the column threads the cable through the holes, another member of the safety crew secures the ends with 3 drop forge clamps and then pulls the system into place. The purpose of the safety cable runs is to provide a means of tying off for the connectors when they are installing beams and girders. One way to explain this is to look at a set of steel erection drawings which show the building in plan view. You can see in plan view where the columns are actually at. The columns are erected around the perimeter area, and then they also are erected on the interior area in any given area. Once the columns have been installed, a member of the safety crew at any given location can tie in, climb the column to the area that he needs to be at, and then install safety cable. The safety cable becomes a grid-like system where the connectors can go anywhere along that grid and have safety cable in place to allow them to tie off.
We don't hang any iron until the safety is fully secured. All the safety is through all the columns, it's boxed, it's through every single column in a bay so that you have an access point to tie off to at all time. Then we can go to work.
Once we have completed our work in this particular area, the bolting and the welding can begin. Also in that time, we will install safety cable around major openings. Here's an excellent example of the safety cable system that California Erectors uses. We have in this particular location 4 corner posts installed. Each one of the posts is a 3.5 by 3.5 by 1/4 inch tube steel. We use the 3/8 inch airline safety cable, and we have 3 clips, which are drop forge clips, which is more than what's required, but that's the standard for Cal Erectors. The reason I like to show this example is you can see the hole has not been cut here. So Cal Erectors has installed the actual safety system around the opening. Now the decker can go ahead and cut the opening, creating no hazard because we have the safety already installed. Once the floor is complete and we've finished our work and we're ready to turn it over to the general contractor, several things occur. We go back and we tighten up the perimeter safety cable, and we install the second line, which we call a mid-rail. So therefore the floor around the perimeter has 2 lines of safety cable.
I'll walk the floor, make sure all the cables are tight, make sure that we have 3 clamps on. It turns into a guardrail. And then I'll turn it over to the general. All of my work is complete and I don't need to be on the floor anymore. We always look out for each other. You mean something to us. We do work hard, but our main focus is to make sure that everyone is going to go home safely that day. Cal's a real family-oriented company.
And one of the things that we continually try to do is get better. As safety evolves, so will we. And that is one of the reasons why I believe California Erectors is one of the most safest companies on the West Coast to do the steel erection for your project.